More local stories. As part of efforts to address the housing needs of citizens, the federal government has earmarked 13 billion naira for housing projects in the 2018 appropriation bill. The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, stated this at the conclusion of budget defense for the housing sector at the Senate. Check out detail completes the story as presented from our studios.
According to the minister, 13 billion is to be injected into completion of housing projects across the country. Out of the amount, 10 billion naira is to be expended on completion of building projects embarked upon by government. He, however, says 3 billion will be spent on new housing projects. The minister stresses that the ministry has no plans to go outside figures appropriated for the 2018 budget and gave the assurance that all funds appropriated in the ministry's 2018 budget will be judiciously used.
The capital side breakdown is for public building and housing, which includes the National Housing Project, the Federal Secretariat, and other strategic public buildings that the federal government is committed to, the urban and regional development, cadastral and legal survey, which become more important for our developmental work, and lands and housing development, and the sustainable development goals, slum upgrade, and so on and so forth.
The minister, while explaining the essence of the pilot housing project, says government is interested in knowing the types of housing Nigerians need, and the pilot housing project by the federal government will provide useful guide in that respect.
In terms of the National Housing Project, which have essentially a clean slate, they have no previous pre-2015 liabilities. We have 2,383 units under construction in Lagos, Rivers, and Bayelsa. Lagos and Bayelsa, because land has not been allocated. Rivers, I think, has allocated land, but we haven't been able to take possession and survey and also lay out the plots. I think that happened in the last couple of weeks.
Meanwhile, Senator Barnabas Gimade, who presided over the Senate Committee on Works, expresses delight at the transparent and prompt conclusion of budget defense of a housing subsector of a tripartite ministry and calls on staff of all the two ministries to follow their example.
Many of them have been working weekend hours into the night to make sure that they produce what we have here today. And there's no question about it, that is commendable. We hope that they are doing the same in the other divisions of the ministry, because housing is certainly, let me say, maybe the smallest of the three arms of the ministry that you have in terms of budget.
Another lawmaker expresses concern that housing projects initiated by government are not necessarily cheap and calls on the minister to find ways of cutting out extra costs that accrue from services sourced from outside.
I am aware that there are so many players in the real estate sector of the economy. Private developers, all manners of people are involved, PPP with some state governments, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, what is most important is the affordability of the houses that these schemes turn out. And most of them are driven by profit-making motives, and people have heavier reliance on what the federal government can do for the citizens in terms of social responsibility.
The minister emphasizes that the National Housing Program is a pilot scheme designed to test suitability or otherwise of government participation in housing design and affordability. Chuka Odita, Core TV News, Abuja.